Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Eternal Breakdown. My name's Em, and we're here to talk about yesterday's announcement for Eternal Unleashed. We're also going to be talking about the new Sill Sight card that came out yesterday. But I am really excited to be talking about both of these things, both because this is looking like a really exciting set with a really cool setting, and also because we got like a cool new free card for everybody, which yeah, that's going to be pretty nice to talk about as well. But first things first, let's get into it. So, new set, Eternal Unleashed. 200 new cards, launching May 11th on Wednesday. It looks like the general theme of the set is going to be like sort of internal civil intrigue within Argenport in a time of relative prosperity. And talking about it in that particular respect, I can say that this is something that the Eternal designers have always done really well with. A lot of the cards that are set in Argenport or focused around Argenport heroes and Argenport intrigues tend to be really good designs. A lot of the story beats that are related to the Scions and their particular setup are just generally really strong. This is a great place in general for Eternal to be, and also a really good one if you want to basically do, like sort of soft relaunch type stuff. If you want to like actually like make a really cool set in the style of set one, this is a great place to do it. We have these like little coin tokens in the background art, which I'm really hoping leads into some potential treasure focuses in the design. That's something that we've seen a little bit in the past, and it's always been like really neat design space. I'm very excited about this set. I actually like think this could be a really cool setting and a really cool just general design, and yeah, could just effectively be set one the sequel. We'll see exactly how well it goes, but I'm already really excited, and the new mechanic and new promo for, or new spoiler for this setup has also got me excited. So let's talk a little bit about Frenzy and our new promo, Eileen, the Hand of the Tempest. So Frenzy does something when you or a non-attacking unit hits the enemy player. Basically, this is an ability that can trigger from spells, units, or relic weapons of any type. Any sort of allied source of damage that is going to hit your opponent in the face is going to trigger Frenzy, and that ability can be triggered multiple times per turn for either temporary or permanent effects. In the case of Eileen, we're going to be seeing both, for example. We get +1/+1 in flying this turn, and we also reduce the cost permanently of Eileen's ultimate. So let's talk a little bit about this card. Very excited about it. It's a really cool design, and it looks like it's probably part of a cycle of most likely 5 Scions, but it would be really funny if there were only 4 of them, because Eileen, Hand of the Tempest, is a 4/4 for 4 with 4 blue influence, and that is very fun if you want to build a monocolored set of Scions that really support their color pairings, but don't support sort of more hybridized color pairings in general. So yeah, we'll see exactly how good these cards are. This one looks really strong for a number of different reasons. So 4/4 for 4 has Aegis, which doesn't necessarily allow Eileen to trigger Frenzy on her own, being a card that, most likely is going to just trade with other creatures on its own, doesn't really like have that sort of ability to sort of get past your opponent and do the damage necessary to reduce the cost of her own ultimate. But all of that changes if you in some way, deal damage to your opponent before that phase happens. So, for example, if you throw a snowball at your opponent's face, suddenly you have a 5/5 flyer with Aegis, which is very likely to get in for that second Frenzy trigger and do a lot of ridiculous nonsense in that respect. If you're pairing it with a bunch of other flyers, you can get that ultimate down in cost very quickly and get a lot of general frenzies to trigger very fast. And if you get enough frenzies to trigger, then you can easily be paying 5 or 4 or just like a very small amount for a free Channel the Tempest, which of course is the card where you draw 3 cards, deal damage to an opponent or an opponent's unit equal to the amount of cards in hand. Absolutely disgusting card to be playing off of a 4-drop, and really fun if you can be playing it for effectively free. So yeah, Eileen is a really interesting card advantage generator that also provides you with decent reach at the end of the game, provided that you are basically figuring in some ways to trigger frenzy. Snowballs are going to be the most common method, I think, simply because they're really, really easy options for triggering frenzy. There's very likely to be some Yeti cards focused around snowballs in this set, just to support Eileen, and also there's plenty of different ways to generate snowballs already currently in Throne. So that kind of thing can basically allow you to trigger the frenzy, then get across with Eileen, trigger the frenzy again, and if you have other flyers, other unblockable sources, any other like sort of interesting tricks that deal damage to your opponent, then you can really get basically spend a lot of resources to get yourself into a position to get those resources back by playing Channel the Tempest, which is super sick. Yeah, this card has basically just a really, really solid balanced stat line. It looks like it's going to be a ton of fun to play, and it's very blue. I think it's a really, really interesting primal design that should be a lot of fun in the future. So yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting stuff. So Frenzy looks like a really, really good mechanic for the upcoming set. It's definitely mechanically more more of a meta choice designed to encourage people to be aggressive and to sort of attack into players and to sort of basically have like really frenetic games where you're constantly trading, you're constantly trying to get that damage in, and your opponent is constantly trying to block you and trying to interact with you in order to stop you from getting that frenzy trigger. This tends to lead to really, really fun gameplay loops. So overall, I'm really all for this design. We'll see exactly, of course, how the individual frenzy cards work for this type of setup, but it's one of the better implementations of like the sort of reckless, bloodlust, spark generation of mechanics that we've seen, and the multiple triggers on it means that you get to trigger it just multiple times and do some really, really fun things with tokens, small burn spells, a lot of the sort of like basically get a lot of focus on cards that you might not normally be using quite as much, which is really, really exciting. I think I've heard some people talking about Argenport Instigator in particular as a frenzy trigger. It's going to be pretty sick for that type of option. And yeah, anything that sort of like deals just incremental amounts of damage, that's going to be really, really fun for frenzy and should be really, really exciting to play around with in a lot of different ways. So really, really cool stuff. Okay, there's still a little more Unleashed news before we get into the other promo that's shown up. Of course, we have our Ultimate Pre-Order bundle with these absolutely gorgeous sigils. Like, these are really, really good pieces of art. I think I'm more excited about this playmat, which is, ooh, it's glitzy, it's glittery, it's an auric casino. It's very, very fun. I'm very excited to play with that particular one, and probably going to be picking up this pre-order bonus. We also have the like premium auric card back and the Let It Ride premium avatar. If you like minotaurs, that's definitely a thing for you, and an alternate Mystic Ascendant, which certainly looks like something close to my jam. I think this is a pretty decent little bit, and comes with some draft tickets and some gems and everything like that. So yeah, whole big bundle, lots of different things that you can deal with it. We also have the preview event coming out on Tuesday, May 10th. So we'll be able to, or sorry, Friday, May 6th to Tuesday, May 10th. So we'll be able to play a little bit with the cards from the set before that happens, which is going to be very, very fun. And in addition, we have like just, a general draft preview on May 4th. Some of the new cards will be, of course, showing up in drafts. This is all pretty standard stuff for when the new sets are coming out, but all of it tends to lead to a really sort of fun run-up to the set, where you get to explore a lot of the fun commons and uncommons, and play around with some of the new cards, build some decks, get some ideas of what you want to be playing with when the actual set comes out on May 11th. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really exciting time. We have, of course, community spoilers coming out as well. I'll try to snag one. It's definitely not something that typically triggers as often for us, but we'll give it a shot. And that is, I think, all of the news about Unleashed. But man, so far looking really cool. Very excited to see more spoilers for this whole setup, and yeah, it's going to be a really, really fun time. That is not the only thing that we are reviewing today. We are going to be talking about Syl as well, or Syl's Stronghold, rather. This is the new promo card that came out with the chapter. If you aren't familiar with or just getting back into Eternal, the new chapter system basically means that you are going to play like a little story match, and you get 4 copies of a free promo once a week. So this is our free card for the week, and it is a new sight. It's called Syl's Stronghold. It says that when you attack with exactly 1 unit, you get +2 strength and overwhelm this turn, and it also has the agenda of Threaten, which is a +2 bonus permanently to one of your units. Guns Blazing, which I seem to recall is +1 in Quick Draw. I actually have to take a quick look at that just to be sure. Oh, no, it's a just straight quick draw to all of your stuff, and Victimless Crime, which is kill an enemy non-hero unit. So you get to play those 3 spells off of your site, and then you also get the ability of, basically, if you just have 1 unit attacking, it gets that bonus Overwhelm, which is really, really strong for particularly deadly units, which are very common in the Stone Scar pairing. Deadly Overwhelm is generally like a really, really strong combo, and this is something that basically allows bigger deadly units to be very, very nasty, while also allowing you to do some fun things with the bonuses of quick draw. A lot of the sort of basic battle skills that pair well in Stone Scar will pair really well with still Stronghold. Life Steal, quick draw, anything where basically you get like an extra attack bonus tends to really just do really well with those battle skills. So yeah, this is a really, really sick site. It's got 3 health, which is fairly strong for a 4-drop site. It has reasonable unit-focused site-based strategies, and it has Victimless Crime, which is just a straight-up removal card to defend itself right on the turn that it's played. I think that overall this card will do pretty well in any Stone Scar deck that wants to be focused around larger units, such as, say, Champion of Chaos. Anything where you want to, like, basically just play really, really big units just one at a time and sort of play into that mid-range strategy. Still, Stronghold is really going to support that strategy very, very well. So overall, it looks like really solid site design. I think the thing I like the most about it is that it doesn't feel like it's going to be breaking the game open for you. It's a very aggressive site, but it isn't a site that actually provides you with a lot of card advantage right off the bat. Basically, you get that Victimless Crime, and then the rest of the cards aren't going to help you defend the site, and they aren't going to help you do anything else. So you really actually need to be on the ball with some early 2 and 3 drops before you can actually play Still Stronghold and get that benefit to its maximum effect. Although if you have some like charge effects and things like that, that can help a little bit, but those won't really pair well with Threaten or Guns Blazing. Of course, after all of that, you do get a copy of Still No Regrets, which is always an exciting time. I can't seem to get her to pop up, but Syl is a Syl is a double damage quick draw that whenever an enemy player plays a spell, deals her cost in damage to them. She's normally a 3-drop unit, which is still pretty solid to be getting off a site like this. And with her contract of giving another unit double damage and quick draw this turn, that's something that you can typically pay for free on the turn that Syl comes out off of the site. So that's going to be pretty excellent bonuses to damage if you can actually complete that side effect, and that will typically be your game, your clincher. It'll be the damage that you need to deal to finish your opponent off. Okay, so those are our 2 cards. I'm pretty excited about this site design. Definitely, it seems like a really, really nice card. I think going into Unleashed, where there's likely to be a lot of Stone Scar support, and also we have a new set. We have new cards. We have a lot of fun things to play with. I will absolutely be running a stream on May 11th. I'm going to be trying to request the day off so that I can basically just do a full day stream. We will see exactly how well that goes. But regardless, we're definitely going to be streaming on that day with the new set. And we're also going to be playing around with the draft event and a couple of the preview things. This is going to be a pretty exciting time. That is basically it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We have some more exciting news coming very, very soon, including the rebrand, which I believe will finally be done in just a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Feel free to like or subscribe. I am also on Games with M, and I recently just completed a fancy Arkham run with playing board games. If you are interested in checking that out, that is in the link in the description below. Beyond that, thanks for subbing, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers!